Blizzard, dalawang normal niya pala.
Oh!
Eto na si Tres, mga oy, na sinasabi natin, paring Asuray.
Nice
yung
wild growth.
initiation, meron na. Ng SKU, tingnan natin makakabawi sila habang dito sa taas.
Wow!
Nagkakanormalan ng Ninja at ang Barbarian, mga kaibigan. O,
They're gonna teleport in the arrow.
eto na araw na dito siyang mga kaibigan, si Nautilus nagtipid na dito. Eto na, tingnan natin. Oh,
Wow,
absolute zero
steal.
got cancel.
Hello, Summoners, and welcome back here at the LoL Collegiate League 2016 Summer Term. We are now onto the Game 3 ng ating 4-game set episode natin ngayon. And my, oh my, hindi dahil sa school namin to, but because of the level of mastery ng laro nito, dalawang teams na nakaset sa inyo para sa Game 3. Sobrang excited kami. It's gonna be UPD Liman versus TIP, Vindicator Esports Club.
Oo nga, this is gonna be a very exciting match, lalo na yung mga nanood ng Rampage.
Yes,
Kasi you guys saw grabe yung show match doon, yung LCL UP versus Ateneo. Sobrang intense.
Yung performance ng UP, napakaganda. Pero this is BEC they're playing with. Kind of a semi-pro team. Actually, naging pro na, napakalapit na sa Pro League bago sila naging LCL team. And we're gonna be your shoutcasters. Ako, Position will be the one for Anna, and with me, of course, Amplifier, sponsored by Smart Communications. Let's see if we can get into the drafting phase. Pero ayan, let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the bans now for Oble, University of the Philippines Diliman. They're going to be banning Ari, LeBlanc, Nidalee. Sobra talaga yung respect ng UP for the mid laner si Janine. So obviously taking away a lot of assassin picks
Ano
from
to eh,
Janine.
yung level kasi ng laro ngayon dito, kind of kailangan talaga ng hard analysis. Kasi seryosohan to, as in, both of these two teams are really good teams. I cannot emphasize it so well. Pero, ayun, so going back to the bans.
Yeah, so we're seeing, yun nga. So bans Ari LeBlanc, really trying to make sure that Berserk is not shut down during his laning phase. Syempre, kasi kung itong si Janine nakapag-snowball with either LeBlanc or Ari, that's very deadly for UP. So they want to avoid that situation. Nidalee ban, usual ban in the jungle. Rek'Sai, Bard, Victor. Victor, comfort pick ni Berserk, so understandable na ban din siya. Bard is something that Nipis plays every now and then. He's not I think he actually prefers mage supports over tank supports. And of course, Bard falls under that category. So syempre, they'll ban him. And then Rek'Sai, Veer, of course, Rek'Sai, parang you cannot separate those two from each other.
Veer's performance, except for that one mid lane initiate dun sa Void Rush niya, has been really good all throughout. Yun nga lang, except yung initiate na sa mid lane. Pero that was like, it's not a miscommunication. Parang na-zone out na talaga kasi yung UP Diliman doon to follow up with B. It's actually a call from their shot caller mula kay Nip. So, si Nip yung dapat yung sisihin doon. Pero I'm wondering, no, Nidalee getting banned here by UP Diliman. How does Nidalee stand ngayon, no, sa meta natin? There's the nerf.
In
diba?
other
may buff at nerf sa kanya.
Parang it's more like a change. So yung overall strength niya sa champion is still pretty much the same even after yung pag-remove ng auto-attack reset with her ult. Pero even with that, even in other regions actually, she's still heavily banned and picked in other regions. So lalo na kapag sobrang challenger mechanics yung jungler, ang lakas ng shutdown potential, snowball potential.
Nung may reset, nung attack reset na yun, kapag high mastery. So, going back dito, sa ating mga picks, what are your insight? What is happening here?
Yeah, so yung Gragas obviously, Rek'Sai, Gragas, similar naman sila sa playstyle in terms of ganking junglers. So it's something that Fear will obviously still grab if Rek'Sai is
First
banned.
rotation, first pick, it's gonna be a Gragas, so securing that Fear still has that champion, still has that key champion in the jungle.
Yep, and then Braum, Graves being locked in. Obviously si Graves still meta jungler. Braum, classic support as well.
Drafting phase to seryosohan na it's just weird lang, napapaisip ako. So Nip now will go for a Taric.
For Taric. Taric, I believe this week was played 11 times as support in both LPL and LCK. So
I see.
I'm not sure kung 11. Si Alistar pala yung 11.
Okay,
I think Taric was played around 5 or 6 times. So still, mataas yung play rate
higher
in other
than
regions.
Higher than Braum or lower?
I think slightly lower than Braum.
Slightly lower than Braum.
So it's still a... And alam naman natin si Neem ever since naman talaga fan yan ni Tarek. So, he's just the kind of guy to play that champion. And then Vladimir, obviously, similar playstyle to Victor, late game scaling mid laner. So, if Victor's not here, tapos na nerf pa si Azir, so obviously Vlad is still a viable pick na for Zerg. Ash and Trundle being locked in. So, this is actually okay. A lot of ice champions.
Yes, ice champs, and definitely the next rotation for this one would be heavy damage mid laner. Wala nang choice kasi they're gonna be lacking damage. Although, okay pa naman, Ash. Pero for the early game, you still have the Graves. I'm guessing baka Victor pa nga itong mid lane nila on this PC.
Tsaka the Ash pick, it also makes sense kasi since Braum and Trundle, hindi masyado maganda yung engage nila, you can get that Ash for the additional CC, especially to lock down, for example, si Vladimir.
Karma is open.
Yeah, Karma is also open. They still need a mid laner, yung VEC. But Oble here, they're finally locking in their top laner and AD carry. So that's going to be Jhin for Blizzard, and then it's going to be Gangplank for Kuride. So we'll see.
Jhin is like one of the best pokes ADC na meron tayo. Actually, Jhin does crazy amount of damage. Noon na parang awkward pa yung understanding ng meta sa kanya. Kasi like, what the hell is this champion? Saka makakita ng ADC na fix yung attack speed. Ganon.
Ang daming ADC na nagulat actually sa playstyle niya. And if you're coming from an AD carry like Vayne, sobrang hirap ng adjustment.
It's actually when you pick Jhin, you're like playing a mid lane champion in the bottom lane. Parang ganun yun na
kasi very skill shot oriented din siya. Tapos yun nga, yung mechanic niya, yung 4 shots, it's something you have to get used to as an AD
carry. Pagka-projectile champ nga rin siya. Yan eh. So we have the Gangplank.
Like we said,
so,
Karma,
we still have the Karma.
Being possibly locked in. Obviously,
they improve the engage.
Tsaka, this will really help Graves, kumbaga, to snowball. If you get that speed boost, you can really help Graves to snowball towards the early to mid game.
But at the same time, dealing decent damage. At the same time, dealing decent damage. And can go toe-to-toe with the Vladimir, actually.
Yeah, that's true. So this is most likely, this is obviously going to be a mid lane Karma against the Vladimir of UPD. So kung natin yung compositions ng both teams. For the side of Oble, very mid to late game scaling yung team nila. Vladimir, Jhin, Gangplank, nako, mga 2-3 items
if
yan
there's
bago
like early game presence, it's only in the jungle. Pero it's kind of obvious naman, syempre jungle yun.
So most of the fights for UPD, they will be focusing on, pero post level 6, after they get their first 2 items siguro, they'll start fighting. Pero for the side of VEC, what they want to do is to prevent UPD from reaching that stage na malakas na yung champions nila. So they have the Graves, they have the Ash, they have the Karma. Ang dami na ng tools to shut down UP during the early stages of the game. Ang tanong, kung kaya na lang i-execute yun.
During the early stages, look at here. This Vindicator Esports TIP is sitting on 2 Ignites sa composition nila. Both bottom lane and the mid lane Karma. Mid lane Karma, I would recommend sana teleport din. Laging teleport talaga nare-recommend ko. Or go for that Ghost with that crazy cooldown now. Napakababa in my opinion. Kaya feel ko babalik si TF, mga tulad yan, especially if the meta right now is going for the fast push, get that fast turret, especially with the cards ni TF. Pero we don't have any TF right now. Although, yan na nga, teleport Karma. Pero if it goes for the Ignite, okay pa rin naman. Kasi Vladimir, you know, remove that regeneration for the trade-up with the Vladimir. Pero, you know, why risk? Bakit ka makikipag-risk ng ganun trade-up with the Vladimir, diba? Go for the utility. Go for what mid lanes are intended to do sa meta ngayon right now. And yun nga, go for the teleport. Berserk though, sitting on the Ghost. Interesting. Well, pagdating kay Vladimir, Vladimir is designed to be a lane bully. Good sustain, good wave clear, good pokes din, diba? And trade up sa isang champion. So, right now, yung kawalan din ng teleport dito ni Berserk could be one edge na pwedeng i-capitalize ng Vindicator.
Yun kasi yun nga double TP plus global ult from Ash. They can create a lot of chaos during the early to mid stages of the game.
Yes, man.
That's what they really want to do. Yung Ghost kasi dito kay Vladimir, it will pay off from early to late game. Kasi during the early game, syempre, additional escape, you can avoid the ganks from Graves and Karma. And then during the late game, pwede siyang pang chase. Especially against Ash kasi immobile AD carry.
Yes, with this Ghost, okay lang din kasi you have the Karma, you have the Ash. You have the Karma, you have the Ash, and you want to chase them. You want to deal damage against them. So like, you could put in the cannon barrage sa backline, you know, to slow the Karma and the Ash down. Then, you know, just Vladimir. Bypass yung team kahit gamitin pa yung Sanguine Pool. Kasi right now, Vladimir has good sustain. Usually yung Sanguine Pool ginagamit pang escape, pero sometimes you want that for an engage then to, you know, bypass those CCs and tanky front lines na iharap sa'yo.
Yeah, exactly. So yung goal talaga dito, Oble, get to the late game.
Yeah.
Yung VAC, don't let them get to the late
Yeah,
game. Actually, yun lang yun.
Capitalize those teleport. Capitalize actually,
Yung
I would recommend
globals.
sa mga ganks ni Veer.
Pwede.
Diba?
Pwede
Kasi
rin.
once all those cooldowns nagamit yun, especially the body slam, wala nang pantakas. Yun yung kakaiba din kay Gragas.
Yeah.
If kapag wala na, pag nagamit na yung body slam, and ang natitira niyang pantakas is the explosive cast, which is weird ha.
Yeah.
Kasi kung gagamitin niya ng pantakas, solo niya lang. You want the explosive cast, kung gamitin man siya closer to the word na pantakas, would be to reset the fight. To peel for the whole team. To peel for the whole team. And not just for yourself. Ayan. So there you have it guys, the insights and analysis mula sa ating drafting picks here at Game 3 ng LoL Collegiate League. I think this is probably the heaviest match
of the day.
Na to. Itong UPD versus BEC. Not because of its weather of the alma mater, but because of the skill level. We know these two teams. Kilala na namin ito personally. BEC has been around. Oblation Esports
Have been around.
has been around, ladies and gentlemen. And ayun, yung level ng play at laro na matutunghayan ngayon would be big, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we still have the post and win promo para sa inyo, so we be sure to watch out. Tingnan nyo, I think yung mga post and win natin ngayon, hindi na yung mga explosive team fights, kundi yung diskarte. Kung anong mangyayari dito, kung anong gagawin nila. Kita-kita naman natin.
Although I can imagine, marami pa rin yung explosive team fights dito during, during the game. Especially kapag naka-first score item na yung mga members natin. We're gonna see Ash ults, we're gonna see double teleports.
Ash ults paired with Glacial Fissure pa.
So, so much to look forward to in this game. Yun nga gaya sinabi mo, mechanically, lahat ng members natin dito, they all have experience. Gaya sinabi namin, si Neep, the support of UP, pati si Zerk, they've had pro play experience, I think 2 splits ago in the PGS when they were a part of Naga Esports. So, and the same goes for VEC, na kahit hindi natin nakita marami sila sa PGS, there's still that mechanical
Actually, if you look into
skill.
the MMR ng mga heroes, diba? Parang walang mababa sa Diamond, parang isa o dalawa lang yung Diamond.
Puro
Everyone is playing around the
Challenger.
Master and the Challenger border. So, this game is gonna be heavy, ladies and gentlemen. Esports.garena.ph/stream. We are also live at Facebook, so be sure to share that link. Be sure to share the stream link and be sure to share the stream itself. If you haven't liked it, i-like nyo na yung LoL Collegiate League Facebook fan page, to know more updates here. Ang niche natin ngayon, yung audience natin ngayon, falls into sa mga students, di ba? Actually, doon sa survey ko, I think majority ng viewers natin at PGS is plays around 19 to 25 years old. So, 19 to 25 years.
So, parang college students talaga.
So, college students talaga. So, students, then pag-graduate, yun yung majority ng viewers natin. So, ang ganda ng mga news ngayon, you have the LoL Collegiate League, or rather, you have the player salary news, di ba?
Oo nga, grabe. Napakaganda ng progress na yun for Philippine esports. Again, we want to remind you guys sa lahat ng mga teams natin that are participating in the Pro Gaming Series, which is yung premier competitive league here in the country. Starting next split, which is 2017, yung spring split na PGS, there will be 14 to 15,000 salary for our players. So, legit na talaga to. This is the League of Legends competitive league here.
Tingnan natin kung pwede rin sa salary itong mga student summoners natin na nandito. Guys, let's get into the Summoners League LoL Collegiate League 2016 Summer Term Conference. We are now on to the Game 3 of the Metro East Conference Summer Finals. Let's get into the rundown.
Yes, so for the blue side, that's going to be University of the Philippines, Diliman Oble Kuride in the top lane with Gangplank, Fear in the jungle with Gragas, for Zerk in the mid lane with Vladimir, and for the duo lane, that's Blizzard and Neep with Jin and Tarek.
Yeah, and Oblation Esports spamming that fallback signal, mga kaibigan. Ang ingay!
Ang ingay actually Pagalitan nga itong mga estudyante to.
Man, gawing mga bracket. Yan, lahat yan, yung mga ganyan. So, we have, on the red side, Vindicator Esports Club of Technological Institute of the Philippines. And the top lane, we have Hands on the Jungle, Meow, Meow on the Graves. For the mid lanes, Janine on the Karma. And for the bottom duo, we have Ash Cute on that ADC. And of course, Taria on the Brom support.
Yes, nakita natin yung si Brom Ignite. So, obviously, early game aggression talaga hanap nila dito.
Ignite, man. Well, yes, kasi you want to put the exhaust, diba, to get the slow. Pero Jhin, immobile.
Yeah.
Immobile champion. Wala talaga siyang inherent na
Oo,
dash.
yeah.
Walang dash talaga si Jhin. At parang relatively yung movement speed niya kind of average, di ba? There are like faster ADCs compared sa kanya, like Vayne for example. Pero, ayun, plus, you want to put the exhaust para pahinaan yung damage. When you put the exhaust para pahinaan yung damage, you want to put that on high attack rate ADCs.
Yeah.
Eh si Jhin, may
Jhin,
tatlong bala lang. May tatlong bala lang. As long as hindi niya makakakas yung fourth bala niya to a crucial target, parang okay lang. Limited yung damage niya.
Yep. Pero nakikita natin, no, grabe.
Yeah, doesn't
yung
seem like
burst
it.
potential actually ng Jhin with Taric is quite high kung makalanding yung stun. After the stun, Deadly Flourish, fourth bullet, easy damage there.
Yeah, and actually there's the nerf, di ba? Sa concussive blow damage. Yun nga.
Yung damage on the Q, yes, it did get nerfed by a bit in terms of numbers. Pero it's not that big a nerf actually kasi si Braum. Oh wait!
Oh my god, there's a lockdown. Cute palayo! And of course, one Bali away, but that's two summoner spells, crucial summoner spells down for an Ashe ADC
Nakita natin. Mukhang planado actually itong bot lane duo ng UPD. And we saw, sobrang confident nila actually na i-lock in siya. I think second or third rotation kinuha nila agad yung duo na yun. So it's something that it seems like the bot lane is very comfortable with seeing Leap and Blizzard on this duo.
Kasi if you connected the Taric stun, which is, ang weird na ngayon kasi projectile na. Walang short front projectile compared to the targeted. Pair mo sa Jhin na napakalayo yung Captivate Audience level na stun. Pero conditional, pero matagal. Diba? Ang hirap i-land doon. Pero ayun, you get the good luck here over the top lane now. Of course, there's a flash. Pero Janine is there to set up one Soul Flare, one last hit, and that's gonna be the first blood into BEC, my man.
Oo nga, so nakaka-first blood. That's the advantage you have when you use a Karma against a scaling mid laner. Kasi since si Vladimir, syempre, hindi siya ganun kalakas sa early game and medyo mahina yung wave clear niya. That gives Karma the opening. RQ mo lang yung wave in the mid lane and then rotate to another lane to help out snowball the other
yung inherent lead, ayun yung parang yung isang mechanic na meron si Karma against the Vladimir. The wave clear, actually mas grabe talaga, mas ano yung wave clear niya, mas potent kay Karma. Like, isang Q lang kung you're given the right items. And,
exactly.
You know, if you have the good amount of AP. Ayan. So, right now, we are about to enter the 5-minute mark ng ating laro. And look at this, we have the Infernal Drake.
Yes, first Dragon. No? And this is very, very important actually for VEC kasi the more advantages you get during the early game, the easier it will be to shut down yung Oble, which is exactly what they want. So, hopefully, we'll see later on, VEC will start to set up vision, but Veer's here.
Okay, so first stun connected to Cute without any flash, without any heal. Cute will go down.
Grabe.
Blizzard takes the kill.
The chain CC.
Yeah, man.
Again, just like yung game natin kanina with the earlier Jhin, basta malanding yung chain CC, it's so hard to escape.
At nakikita mo yung convergence nun. Taric on the right side, Gragas on the left side, pa-triangle, just really collapsing onto Ashe. There's no, actually ang pinaka-optimal na direction kay Ashe, diretso atras. No left, no right side. Normally, if you go for a gank over the bottom lane, parang mag-swerve ka papunta sa right side or left side. Iiwasan mo kung sino yung may CC. Pero ito, wala talaga. Cornered ka talaga.
Kasi kung mag-left ka, body slam. Kung mag-right ka, yung stun ni Taric. So, well set up by UPD to try and shut them down. Nakita natin, no? During the early game, so far, we're not seeing much global chaos. We will probably see that post-6 kasi doon talaga magda-dominate yung team composition dito ng VEC. But for now, no, this bot lane of UPD looking very impressive so far.
Yes, man. At itong bottom lane lang. Pero actually the top lane and actually the mid lane is kind of steadily leaning in favor of VEC. Look at the CS lead doon. Malinis na malinis CS lead in Trundle. Gets the Braum. And that's one flash burn. Mula kay Berserk. Camouflage Gex. Cast onto the Karma. Nako, pero may regeneration kasi yun siguro ang habol ni Beer dito. But Luke at Mayao rotating here. Maybe quite here onto the mid lane. Maybe not. Then, as you can see that Vladimir's shove here in his own turret.
Yes, so Graves moving now to top lane. Nakita natin. He's trying to catch up in terms of farm. In the jungle, nakita natin nag-invade siya actually. He might gank this top lane.
Pero pagdating sa lead, ang laki ng lead ni Karma.
Wow. Sobrang laki talaga. 2,400. 400 gold above.
Because of the first blood, di ba?
Yeah.
The first blood na rin si, si Kuride, top lane.
Building towards that Morelonomicon, I think.
Yeah.
And we'll see. So far, no, gaya ng sinabi mo kanina, mid and top, it's going in favor of TIP. Pero yung UP naman, it's their bot lane. So they want to keep working on this. I can imagine si Graga. Oh, wait!
Okay, so tingnan natin. There's the pillar now. Kulride will stand on barrel. Won't even hit the... No, will stand on his own barrel. Gets the survivability mula sa pil ng kanyang cannon barrage.
Yes, exactly. 30 to 44 CS. So behind by quite a lot of CS. Pero expected naman yun, no? In this matchup, Gangplank would definitely have a hard time against
I
Trundle.
was wondering dun sa placement din. Nung pillar ni Trundle. Siguro kung dinikit na lang sa pader.
Pwede.
Kasi kung
yeah.
ididikit mo sa pader, yung
Hindi siya
pating ni
makakalakad.
yung pating ni Corride, makakalakad siya, pero mas malapit kay
Oo.
Grips.
I
So
see.
tatama yung end of
Q.
the line dun sa mismong pillar.
That's
Mas
true.
mabilis mag-proc.
That's true.
Yeah. Siguro dun nagkamali kaya hindi rin nila na-secure yung kill. Although, we cannot deny, maybe there's a good chance talaga na makakataka si Corride because of the Gangplank ult.
Yeah,
Yes.
with the slows, it does help him to escape.
Yeah.
Pero slowly but surely yung CS lead dito sa bot lane, lumalaki na lumalaki.
He won't be
with this
slowed
Jhin
by
and
the
Ashe.
pillar of filth din because of the oranges.
That's true.
Yun yung power ng Gangplank. Like, he deals crazy damage late game because of the barrels, because of the wave flare. Like, you won't dare to go near. Kasi sasambulatan ka talaga ng barrel na yun.
That's true.
And yun yung man yung kinaganda niya sa late game. Ay,
Yeah.
sa early game.
Yeah.
He has all the key to survive.
Kaya yung kailangan nila gawin ng TIP if they do plan to gank the Gangplank
Stall.
is chain CC.
Ay, chain
Kasi
CC,
kahit
yes.
ma-orange mo
Yes.
yung isa, basta ma-landing yun, for example, yung root ni Karma, kahit ma-orange niya yun, once the Ashe ult comes in, or the pillar from Trundle, mamamatay pa rin siya.
Yeah, first, my man. Yun talaga.
Exactly. So we'll see. Dragon still not being picked up, pero nakita natin may vision na agad yung TIP around the area.
Yeah, good
Although,
vision, man.
bot lane pushing in favor of UPD. So medyo nahihirapan yung TIP na lumapit sa area na yun kasi medyo nagdo-dominate yung UPD on that area.
Actually, itong bottom lane na yun, yung danger nung respawn kasi dito, nila Nip. Plus dito rin, Nip, Blizzard, and look at this one. It's gonna be a tower dive, getting pulled up by Hanzo. Oh, guys, he takes goes for the turnaround. One last flash!
Wow.
That turn could have been, he could survive that tower
Yeah.
dive kung hindi siya nag-turn.
Yeah.
Saka lang siguro na-realize na meron siyang flash.
Although actually that was a bit of weird execution from Hanzo kasi nakita natin may hesitation. Nung palapit siya, nag-allow siya na matamaan siya ng isa pang turret hit bago siya nag-flash in. So a bit inefficient in terms of ganking. Pero regardless, he was able to get the kill. Not so sure if it's worth it though. Mid lane.
Oh my god, there's gonna be a trade up here in the mid lane, pero both are too mobile and has shield and sustain from both ends. Going back dun sa Gangplank, it's okay pa rin, still falling in VEC's favor, kahit 1-for-1. Kasi the plan is to deny the Gangplank as much as possible. And my oh my, this Gangplank is behind 1-2-0. Call is sitting on a 68 CS, yet to be completed by the Gangplank.
There is a TP advantage here though for the side of UPD in the top lane. Walang TP si Hanzo. So if ever there's a dragon fight, baka ma-5v4 yung VEC.
And I was expecting more aggression mula kay Vir, pero Vir has been, conservative dito sa ganking natin. Like, maybe VEC is doing a good job protecting this top lane. Vir cannot gank na bottom lane kasi shove siya. So top lane or mid lane talaga. Mid lane, Vladimir tsaka Karma kasi may good escape talaga. Plus, kung even if you manage to land that body slam, yung follow-up CC ni Ferzek dito ay weirdo. So natitirang lane talaga to focus by Vir is the top lane. And right now, parang di siya makalapit. Look at the ward coverage dito sa top lane.
That's true.
Very
Although actually, in terms of jungle mentality, kung titignan kasi natin yung VEC, if Vir tries to gank any of these lanes, hindi masyadong favorable yung matchup. Kasi kung si Graves plus any other laner versus Vir plus any other laner, magkukulang ng damage talaga eh. So, the best thing for a jungler to do in this situation na hindi maganda yung lane na, yung matchups in the lanes is
wait for the gank,
rush post 6 so you get the ult and then team fight. So that's the best thing for him to do.
So it's very probable next team fight, and that team fight ang laki ng reward nun.
Yeah,
Infernal
because
Drake ang pwede mag-open up sa'yo.
exactly.
To mention the bounty ng turret. Diba?
That's true. Yung best thing naman gawin dito ng TIP. Kasi actually, medyo nahirapan din si Vir because bot lane keeps pushing. Oble
Yeah.
keeps trying to shove them into
And
the
nakita si BD, so meron tayo makikita teleport na magagaling mula kay Karma. Karma is in the house, puts in the movement speed bonus, Nip gets collapse on, goes so low under the collateral damage. That's a 2-man enchanted crystal arrow. Beer gets caught out, first explosive cast, only the barrel roll, pero he gets removed. My oh my, BC is doing a good job here. Another movement speed plus the pokes coming in from Janine. It's gonna be cute though, falling into the hands of Blizzard. Didn't take note the damage and the range na pwedeng mailagay ng curtain call. One last hit wouldn't tag the Brom, and I think that it's the fight, and it's a 2-for-1 in favor of BEC.
Yeah, so sobrang nakakatakot doon actually, but the ult of Neep bought a lot of time. Nakita natin kasi naging, for those who don't know and who don't see Taric a lot, that makes you invulnerable for quite a lot of times. So si Blizzard was able to survive the entire gank, and that gave him time to use the ult to kill Cute, which otherwise would have been 2-0 na clean engage for TIP. So they were able to disengage, it became almost even, and in that case, it's good news for Oble na naging almost even.
Awkward talaga yung initiate ni Beardon. Actually, nung nanggaling siya dun sa closer side brush, may minion actually malapit na nahawian siya, and the moment na nakita ni Karma, at parang nagpaparamdam na rin, kahit wala si Beardon, yung extended position
ng UP
Blizzard tsaka ni Nip doon, parang calls for the signal na, we will teleport.
Yeah, that's true.
Ito yung danger, they could chase down UP Diliman. Without Beer, I don't think Nip has enough kit to peel.
Yeah. Medyo mahirap naman kasi talaga because he's mostly an engaged team fight support, not a peeling backline.
Ang ginagawa ng Taric would be like to improve your stats, you know, increase your survivability. Pero kung when it comes to peel as good as a Howling Gale or Explosive Cast, parang hindi. Kasi yung stun na yung stun sa harapan, ang lapit na nun eh. It's as good as katabi mo lang yung na-stun mo. And with the Karma
actually, I think yung distance niya is almost the same as a Teemo mushroom throw.
Oh!
Parang ganun. Kasi medyo mahaba naman din siya. Pero like you said, Taric is not really appealing support compared to, for example, your Alistar or your Janna.
Mas feel pa nga si Brom eh.
Yeah, of course.
Mas feel pa si Brom kaysa kay Taric.
So at this stage of the game, understandable na yung TIP yung makakakuha ng advantage in terms of team fights. Kasi yun nga, in terms of itemization and power spikes, mauuna na talaga yung Graves, yung Karma, yung Ashe versus the Vladimir, the Gragas, and the Jhin. Pero eventually, once they start getting their items up, makakahabol na yung Oble. But it's a good idea, very good actually from Janine na sobrang bilis ng TP niya. The moment na nagpakita si Veer, signal agad, TP agad. So they were able to get a favorable advantage in that team fight.
So
now,
di mo ramdam yung 1 second debuff or nerf
actually,
sa teleport.
Sobrang bilis niya talaga actually. Akala ko nga si Hanzo yung magti-TP, pero it was actually Janine. So now, because of that gank where they got a favorable trade, they can now be the one to push in this dragon that I'm sure they've been waiting for.
And look at this, with this kind of itemization, yun nga, Morello Nomicon, plus Ashe sitting on the hammer, plus the curve bow. An easy Infernal Drake for the taking dito ng Indicators Esports Club.
So we'll see right now.
There's the Tiamat pa on the Trundle. So, big
pushing power talaga. He's keeping Kuride in his lane so that he can try to make advantages in other lanes. His TP is up, so we'll see what they decide to go for next. Pero I believe that's top First Blood goes over to VEC in terms of towers. So First Blood for kills and First Blood for turrets, both on their end, which is obviously good news for them. So 14 minutes in, 2,000 gold lead for TIP so far. And let's see kung makakakuha sila ng objectives from this.
Dun sa item na hawak nila ngayon. Oh, sige, wait. Meron initiate dito. Classic combo. There's the ult mula sa ating Gangplank. Glacial Fissure gets used to peel off. Para dito kay Cute. Cute has no flash still. So he gets collapsed. So it's gonna be Blizzard now. Time for Nick to go back. Tarya collapses in. And you know what? Last time opens a double kill for Blizzard. They have to take note. Vindicator Esports Club have to take note na malakas pa rin yung bottom duo dito ng Blizzard.
Keep in mind, before the fight we had in bot lane na nagkaroon ng TP, bot lane was winning. So TIP, yung bot lane na TIP, they shouldn't assume na kaya na agad. Kasi nakikita natin, once the Taric stun lands, you cannot trade back as quickly kasi sobrang sakit talaga ng burst.
Oh no, so many damage coming in mula sa ating Janine on that Karma. Pero going back doon sa bottom lane, yun nga, as you have mentioned, like, kung yung team fight na naganap, tas may nag-respo, na kahit isang member lang ng BEC, could be BACs na, BEC na dapat yun. Pero right now, Berserk is having the worst time here on the mid lane, and solo kill done under turret by Janine.
2-0-2 with a 30 CS lead. Sobrang happy nitong si Janine on this Karma right now, which was expected for Zerk. Like we said, medyo maliit yung champion pool niya, so he's a bit forced to take these late game scaling mid laners. And nakita natin, nahirapan siya. Oh, but wait.
And look at this one. One flash in collateral damage.
Wow.
The return of that, you know, end of the line. Gets that execute, of course, onto Kuride.
Yeah, and this is what makes it so dangerous to lock in so many champions na puro late game scaling. Kasi kapag hindi kayo nananalo sa matchup, sobrang laki na pressure onto your jungler na matulungan kayo. And nakita natin, Fear can't save all of the lanes.
At ang laki ng pressure ngayon kay Blizzard.
Yeah,
Siya na lang yung only hope dito because right now, small skirmishes being won by BEC. The next team fight cannot be afford to lose by Oblation Esports.
Yeah, that's true.
If they lose the team fight, this game is now clearly in favor of Vindicators Esports Club.
3,000 gold lead.
Right now it is in favor of Vindicator Esports Club, pero we still have to take note of the kills of the combo na meron itong Oblation Esports. And you know, Gangplank has the Trinity Force up na, plus hindi pa rin napoproc yung kanyang call.
Yeah.
So, you know, you just need another Infinity Edge or Yunmus Ghostblade for the Gangplank for the added cooldown reduction.
Yeah.
Pero, ayun, so may scaling pa dito yung Oblation Esports. Pero once again, this BECs. BECs heavier right now in terms of scales or sa scales natin dito sa laro.
Kasi natatapos na rin yung mga item spike nila eh. We're already seeing, like we said, Runan's already finished for Ashe, Morellonomicon for Karma.
Yep.
And then we have the Tiamat and, wow, Iceborne Gauntlet actually from
oh my God.
Trundle. So,
This
hindi
Trundle's
talaga
gonna be a big
makakatakas
problem.
tong si Gangplank.
Yeah. This is gonna be a big problem, itong Trundle na to. I don't think anyone can fix the Trundle up front. Even Nip, even the Tarik.
Yeah, they can't yet. They have to be careful with this top lane. Kaya, nakita natin, nagta-tower hug lang actually talaga tong si Vladimir and si Gangplank. I think really Veer should not really focus anymore on mid and top kasi sobrang risky talaga. Best to just focus on bot.
Okay, so they managed to connect the arrow.
Oh
Ult
my
from the Tonic goes Wood and able to save Jin. Now we'll go for the tower. They have no Winter's Fight connecting, but as you can see, the cannon barrage is now off cooldown for Oblation Esports, but it is BEC's win after that pick onto Blizzard. A shutdown.
This is how you do it with this kind of team composition. Flashing out. Pero exactly what I meant, no? With Ashe and Braum alone, they can't burst UPD down. But kapag kinombo yan ng burst ni Karma at ni Graves, they definitely win the fight. So they just have to keep doing or taking advantage of that kind of team composition strength.
Kung hindi natalo, pre-level 6 yung BEC. Enter post-level 6, they have like paunahan na lang kasi yung BEC.
Actually.
Pero mas may better kit in my opinion yung BEC post-level 6 kasi mas mahaba yung range ng Enchanted Crystal Arrow kaysa stun ni Tarik. Let's see though, 2 men down now from Nip pero hindi ganun kalapit dito si Blizzard to deal damage. But that will stop. Isama mo pa yung curtain call. Etong push ng Vindicator Esports Club.
And we're seeing Vladimir actually.
Okay, they're gonna go for the chase. Maybe Hema play initiated on. Get catch up ng ating Graves. Sumaw tayo para makita ang lahat. Kay Cute. Sunken pull in the back line. And you know, Cute gets first.
The shield!
Mula kay Karma. Ang
Oh
kapal
my
ng
gosh.
shield, man.
Sobrang clutch ng shield na yun coming from Janine. Great job, he saved him. But they still got the kill on Tarja. However, top lane in her turret goes down at hindi talaga nakaya ni Kuride yung top lane despite tower hugging. Hanzo's just having such an easy time here in the top lane.
Oh my God, I think they're gonna go all in for this Drake.
Double TP!
Kami yung double teleport. Papasok dito sa bottom lane. Now they're gonna collapse on. They have the Trundle in the front line. The good damage. Karma and Graves in the back line. And Infernal Dragon on the River line. Now, nandito ang Vindicator Esports Club. Who's gonna go in? Who's gonna secure the kill? It's gonna be the Smite falling into the hands of Mei Yao.
Double Infernal Drake already for TIP. Napakalakas po niyan. 16% additional AP, AD, and Berserk.
Yeah, nauna na siyang dumugo bago pa siya mamatay. It's gonna be Hanzo pulling up the tower dive. Even with the cannon barrage, they won't respect that one. It's even the Karma attacking up the turret. And you could see na nagkatinginan tayo dito sa ating screen. But I think that will be fixed, ladies and gentlemen. And right now, this is VEC's game.
Yes, definitely. Double Infernal Drake. Trundle taking down turrets by himself. Yeah, clearly. Sobrang laki na ng lead ng VEC dito. That's around 4,000 gold lead at 20 minutes into the game. So in a very good spot right now. And VEC making good advantage. No, they're 4 turrets to 1 against Ople, and that's 7 to 9 on the kill score. Huh?
This is actually VEC's game
yeah,
na.
yeah.
Two
UPD having
Infernal
hard time.
Drakes.
And gaya na sinabi ko, when you have this many dependent lanes in your team composition, sobrang hirap talaga, especially
For
since
the jungler.
Veer cannot gank all of the lanes, especially because of the matchup. Graves, sobrang sakit ang damage niya.
Lalo ng difference nung Rek'Sai ni V.
Yeah.
Gragas
Sabi ko,
ni V.
Gragas. And
Parang,
actually, it wouldn't have been so hard if yung Oble didn't lock in so many late game scaling champions eh. Kasi syempre, kung lahat kayo late game scaling, lahat kayo kailangan ng tulong.
The Azirban.
Yeah.
Diba?
Exactly. So, nahirapan talaga yung UP during the early game, and TIP took full advantage of yung kahinaan ng UP because of their team comp early on in the game. So, sa mga solo key players atin dyan, kapag may nakita kayong hyper carry na na-lock-in na, huwag pa kayong mag-lock-in pa ng isa pang hyper carry kasi masyado mahirap na yun para sa team comp.
I-balance nyo rin yung pace ng game. So, hindi lang sa utility, hindi lang sa hindi lang kung AP, hindi lang kung magic damage, hindi lang kung tank, hindi lang yung role. Yung pace, yung scaling nung champion nyo, i-consider nyo rin when you're making the draft. Kung nasa draft ka, and you know, sige, meron na tayong pang late game, ako muna bahala sa early game.
I mean, of course, it depends for every team. Baka
kung may
sila
full
mas
composition
comfortable.
talaga kayo.
Yeah, pero, and of course, if also they're confident na maaabot nila yung power spike nila. Pero right now, looking a bit scary.
All of that goes down the drain kung kunyari may Sona mid.
Yeah, iba-ibang usapan.
We celebrated our Friday night with a Sona mid. Can't forget that game.
Lahat kasi na-inspire from Empire X.
Yeah, the new meta, the off meta is the new meta.
Off meta is the new meta. Pero we're seeing Baron is
Look
already
at the
up.
ward coverage here, man.
Oo nga eh. Sobrang wards ng TIP around Baron. They know that they can take this Baron very quickly.
Offensive wards talagang dito sa start river side. Merong isa naligaw doon sa kanilang red side jungle. Pero start river side and papasok sa lahat ng jungle side dito ng Oblation Esports. Like right now, hindi nga masecure ng maayos ng Oblation Esports dito yung kanilang blue side jungle.
Yeah, actually that's a very good tip for yung mga estudyanteng summoners natin dyan. Kapag kayo yung support or jungle, actually it doesn't matter. Basta kayo yung winning team, one of the best ways for you to snowball is to invest your wards into the deep side.
Map.
Yeah, own the map. Put your wards in the enemy side para makapag-pick kayo. Get their buffs, get some kills even if you have deeper wards in their jungle. That's some of the best ways to put wards in.
Yes, mga pre. So, still steady lang tayo dito sa ating laro. Maybe a fight could break out on this one. Let's see. Nako, tamang pakiramdaman. Look at this one. Look at Cute. Walang humahawak kay Cute. And there's gonna be a curtain call. Masyadong malayo. Sino matatag niyan? Cute. 2-second bullet will connect. Third! To make that the fourth bullet connecting. Pero nahuli siya ni Hanzo. Nahuli yung sniper. This is one way of tracing the sniper. Trace kung saan nagagaling yung bala. Pero of course, here comes the cavalry para kay Blizzard and Hanzo na pa-shoo away nila itong Trundle na to.
Yes, exactly. Kahit malakas na si Trundle, he can't solo if he's being CC'd by Jhin. So medyo nahihirapan siya doon. But really nice snipe from Blizzard to actually reset the fight. Medyo malabo kasi yung engage.
Oh, this is so bad. Blizzard getting caught up. Concussive blows from the Winter's Bride. We connect. Merong Stanini. No, sustain. Nabilig ni Nini mula kay Nip. But of course, masyadong mabagal yung teleport. Bakit tinerf yung teleport? Sabi dito ni Corride, hindi nakarating kaagad si Gangplank. Would be enough though to, you know, okay, so here comes Berserk maybe, but look at that one. In an instant, Mantra-inspired shield, and you could peel off, you could save your entire team. That shield is just crazy. And once again, dun sa teleport ni Corride, ang lungkot na late lang si Gangplank talaga.
That's true. Actually, sobrang ganda ng disengage ng TIP immediately after a fight. Isang Glacial Fissure lang, tsaka R shield. That's so easy for them to get away.
And sobrang commendable nung star call Basta, yung ult. Bago kasi yung ult ngayon ni Tarik Yung ult ngayon ni Tarik na, puts your teammates in vulnerability. Yeah. So, na-save doon talaga ng good amount si Blizzard. Pero, gusto ko sabihin, hindi talaga nahuli si Corrida sa pag-teleport.
Yeah.
Ang haba lang talaga ng teleport. The moment na nakita
sorry.
niyang papasok na mula sa brush, nakita mo na na-activate na yung teleport eh. Pero yun, alam mo yung parang nag-slow-mo yun pag mamamatay ka na. And every second will count. At doon mo nararamdaman yung bagal ng teleport na na-nerf.
Tsaka, Trinity Force pa lang actually si Corrida. He doesn't even have Yomu's Ghost Blade. So kahit makapag-TP siya, kulang talaga yung follow-up damage when he teleports in.
Yun
So,
din,
nahihirapan sila. 5,000 gold lead now for TIP, 25 minutes in.
Even if Corrida teleport, it's very likely mamamatay si Blizzard doon.
Yeah. Very little peel for Jin from his team composition. Kasi looking at the team composition, kung wala dyan si Gragas, walang makakapag-peel for Jin once the Ashe and the Graves reach you. But this is gonna be a Cloud Drake for TIP. Additional 25 out of combat movement speed.
Oh my God. Saka Cloud Drake lamang at nahabol dito si Berserk. Though, wala nang pagsisimula sa unahan. Ito, Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Managed to tag Deep. That is the support. One of the Takis members force a flash out mula kay Deep. Deep, does he have the ult? No, meron pa rin. Pero Cortad Gold gets activated. Who's gonna get sacked? Daria goes for the shield para protektahan yung kanyang teammates. Cute! Let's see. Walang natag yung fourth bullet. Yung pinakamasakit na bullet. Janine, anong classic pating yan? He gets collapsed out by Fear. In the backline, Berserk is doing the work to zone out Cute. Pero Cute managed to kaiser mula kay Berserk. Berserk has no sustain. Where's the PC dito? Si Blizzard is God gets collapsed on by Hanzo. And Janine, the shield on this Trundle. The damage on the backline from the Karma. And the story of Leaf getting stuck on that trophy. This is BC's game. And a 3-for-1 exchange for that mid lane team fight.
Grabe, 6,000 gold lead na ngayon yung TIP after that team fight. Really big lead. 4-0-3 na po si Janine. Sadly, nahuli si Meow in the team fight. He was collapsed on. Medyo pangit yung positioning niya near the corner. Pero regardless, TIP gets a turret out of that. They got the Cloud Drake. Next objective is now Baron.
Baron na.
Pretty much already. All they have to do is see Trundle. All he has to do is go to the top, push in that wave, and then they just have to send in vision. Actually, may wards na rin sila around Baron, so it's not that difficult for them to lock that one in. And good job for TIP so far.
This keeps up. I'm sensing a Karma nerf.
Yeah, maybe. Actually, kasi na-nerf na nga yung shield niya eh.
After
6.15.
Ito, ginalaw na siya.
Yeah, they reduced the value of her shield and then nagsiscale na yung movement speed ng Inya with the ult. So, first level of her R, the movement speed is only from 60 naging 40 na lang siya.
Okay,
And then every upgrade of R becomes 40, 50, 60. Imbes na yung dating 60 flat.
60 flat.
Pero still, 40 is still a lot of movement speed.
Yung defensive Karma got nerf. Pero yung offensive Karma, andun pa rin. Ang sakit pa rin. So,
the movement speed, kahit 40 pa rin yun, sobrang bilis pa rin actually na movement speed boost na yan. Maganda pa rin talagang pang disengage. So, after the Ashe ult, first damage from Graves, tapos takbo na kayo.
So, parang kaya na lang tayo may ADC para meron pang backline damage. Kaya walang napapansin. Dati stories ng ADC, kakastart ng season natin. Marksman. Marksman update, diba? Tapos nagkaroon ng mage. Tapos parang ngayon, it's a matter of kung sino yung naglalaban-laban sa unahan at basta may ADC ka. Kasi trabaho lang talaga ng ADC, deal damage kung sino yung nasa harapan. Straight to the front line. And sino parang you have Ashe nga, you have Caitlyn nga, for the siege and the damage. Tapos usong-usong item ngayon, Runo-Ones, di ba? To deal as much damage to as many targets as possible. Tapos, actually, yun na, Ashe Caitlyn lang, ang nagpapalit-palit na lang kung sino yung frontline mo. You have the Prof, Karma, Sivir, ganun. So, matagal ba to? Anong mangyayari sa meta ng ADCs? From Lucian, naging Ashe,
Jin,
I wonder.
Pero yung ginagawa na kasi, keep in mind guys, sobrang lapit na ng Worlds actually. So I believe we're 2 patches away from the patch right before Worlds begins. So sobrang lapit na niya. That's why kung
tickets are now available. Pwede na kayo makabili ng tickets. as if may ticket.
Tayo makakaasa lang tayo dito eh. Exactly. Pero yun, sobrang lapit na ng Worlds, kaya you guys will notice for the next patches, sobrang minor na ng mga changes na magaganap kasi palapit na yung Worlds. All the major changes are done, so don't expect too many big changes anymore in the coming patches.
More on bug fixes na to. Puno-puno ng bug fixes. Kung lalo na especially 2 patches na lang. 2 patch na lang yung natitira. So there's gonna be the teleporting rise on the Worlds. No? I wonder talaga so far ba, observing the international league, yung mga pros sa ibang bansa, are they utilizing Rise so well?
Yung ibang regions kasi, wala pa sila sa... Medyo nagka-catch up pa lang sila to 6.14. So wala pa yung Rise. Pero I can imagine na sobrang ganda niya actually for competitive plays.
Yeah.
The Realm Warp.
Kapag napag-uusapan, I'm expecting after pa pagkatapos pa yung mga respective split breaks,
Yeah.
kung saan magre-refresh yung mga team para pag-usapan yung strategy nila.
Yeah.
They can play around that Rise. Not because of the Rise update talaga, but because yung mobility na nabibigay nun, nung Realm Warp na yon.
Sobrang laki ng potential.
Laki ng potential, man.
Pero we saw super easy Baron coming for the side of TIP. Wala man lang contest yung UP, and it's surprising to see them behind by this much. 28 minutes and it's almost a 10,000 gold lead. But at the same time, maybe not so surprising kasi yun nga, puro late game scaling champions yung nalokan dito ng Oble, and they paid for it hard with the early game to mid game spike ng mga champions dito ng TIP.
They lost 2 lanes.
Yeah.
They lost 2 lanes. Even the lead dun sa bottom lane parang naging insignificant na. Ash is now sitting on a 3-4-1. Pero what matters is yung item niya. With the BF sword plus yung may mana. This is
Essence Reaver
plus the Runo ones.
Yeah.
So even if Jin is sitting on 3-7-3-1 KDA, you only have 4 bullets per rotation ng revolver mo. And you want as much damage sa pinaka-fed na player ng team nyo.
Tsaka kung titignan, if we see the team fights earlier, medyo nahihirapan si Blizzard actually to put damage down on the carries Kasi with Braum and Trundle in the front line, ayaw mo talaga malapit nun Tapos kapag natamaan ka pa ng RQ combo ni Karma, you're dead for sure.
And Jin is not the best ADCs against a Braum. And Trundle. Like, Jin is like a burst poke champion. Kapag poke ka, may pseudo burst ka, hindi ka shred. Mas-shred pa si Ashayo, mas-shred pa si Vayne or Kog'Maw, kung talagang Kog'Maw, kung gusto mong shred usapan. Pero, ayan, ladies and gentlemen, just in a few minutes, if they play this methodically, Vindicator Esports Club has this game in the bag.
Yeah, actually, yung pwede nang gawin dito ng Oble is to actually take advantage of when TIP overextends their clash. Kasi kapag masyado nakalapit tong Ashe na to at nakask siya paloob, actually no one can really save Ashe at that point kasi sobrang immobile niyan. Pati si Karma, after she R-shields, it's pretty much no escape. So, if they can take advantage of that, kasi if we look at the team composition ng UPD, sobrang lakas ng AoE damage nila. Once VEC enters the team fight, invulnerability, barrels from Gangplank, and then the AoE damage from Vladimir, sobrang lakas nun.
Yung ultimates nila, yung game-changing mechanic ng ults nila, nandun pa rin. Hindi pa insignificant. Significant pa rin.
Sobra.
So it falls into the hands of chaining that skill initiate by V. Then in the backline, kasi kung tatakas ka, kapag na-displace ka ng explosive gas, doon ka na mag-cannon barrage. So, yun nga lang. Ang choice mo lang talaga, Karma or Ashe.
And I believe this is the Metro East quarterfinals of the LCL. So keep in mind, kung sino manalo dito will be moving to the semifinals of the Metro East Conference. So and then yung matatalong team, wildcard naman sila.
Yes. There's the chance pa. Kasi dun sa wildcard, kung sino rin yung mag-champion dun, papasok pa rin sa top 2 ng bawat conference natin. At mula sa top 2 ng bawat conference natin, 6 yung conference natin, will determine the 12 teams that will qualify sa group stage ng ating LCL.
Yung 12 teams, yun talaga yung cream of the crop natin sa lahat ng
mula
universities.
Sa 48.
Doon talaga naging sobrang seryoso. Right now kasi 48 teams pa tayo, so medyo we're trying to rule out the worthy from the unworthy, and at that point, it gets really serious from here.
Yes, ayan mga kaibigan. Let's go back into the game. As you can see, there's the shutdown onto the Karma. Hemo play kay Graves, mga kaibigan. One pick up, but I'm observing in the map na wala si Trundle doon sa pick up.
So I'm not so sure kung paano nangyari yun. Pero like I said, the counter-engage from UPD can be very strong if you make a mistake.
Looking to the cooldowns, nagamit yung explosive cast.
Actually, halos lahat ng SS nila.
Except for the ult niya. Yung defensive ult dito ni Nim. So I'm guessing pick off kay Karma. And that's good. Shutdown. Bounty yun.
TIP have to be very careful kasi kahit sobrang laki ng lead nila, keep in mind, once we hit the 30-minute mark, mawawala. Parang magfa-fall off na yung damage ng mga damage dealers ng TIP. Unlike Oble, na as time passes, palakas ng palakas yung carries nila. So TIP, they have to be careful with their engages kasi the moment you slip even just a little bit, yung counter-engage and punishing potential na UPD can be very strong with their team composition.
Yes. Essence Reaver will not be picked here by Gangplank. I'm not sure, di rin naman meta item yan para sa Gangplank. Pero it's definitive na may wave clear dito ang UPD. They have no turret outside their base right now. Only the Nexus turret. The next objective with the Baron. There's a Drake going up. Is that an Infernal Drake? Infernal Drake ulit.
Oh my God. So
Third Infernal Drake. So, kailangan ilaban yun. Yun lang yung only danger point ngayon ng UPD if they want to stall this game. Kasi they cannot afford to give that Infernal Drake. As much as possible, they want an Infernal Drake for themselves.
That's very true. Although, very good job from Hanzo. Kasi he's pushing in bot lane. Very consistency. Walang makakapag 1v1 sa kanya. Alam niya yun. So he's pushing down bot lane to make sure that UPD can't contest Dragon if ever they decide to take it. And keep in mind, guys, 3 Infernal Dragons, that's around 24% additional AP AD. Very, very painful. And one of the tools that TIP needs to win the game.
And oh my God, Berserk going so low, but Meow is trying to attack Berserk. Ult na wala mula kay Nip. So it's gonna be Berserk going down. But of course, Meow is also now down sa area. Kasama si Janine. They're gonna collapse on Nip. Explosive gas. Nip, tumakas ka, kapatid. Cute nandito sa ating mid lane turret. Napaka-cute na damage sa Torre mismo at napakasakit na damage kay Cute mismo. But look at Hanzo on this one is gonna take on the first inhibitor turret to go down into this game. Make that the bottom lane inhibitor turret. This Trundle is just doing his job against Oblation Esports.
Yes, exactly. Although,
sabi nga ni
Dragon is actually already up. Ash is already taking Dragon solo. Kaya na kaya yung Dragon niya mag-isa. Meanwhile, Hanzo has to be careful.
That's Hanzo as the bounty. He's sitting on a 414 KDA. So you know you have one Trundle. Is that a fail flash? Wala kay Kuride. But you know, Hanzo is now gone. Kuride gets them and kill the bounty for his teammates. But right now, Vindicator Esports Club is sitting on 3 Infernal Drakes.
Yes, 10,000 gold lead, 8 turrets in the game. Yung UP, isang turret pa lang yung nakakuha nila. Up pa rin yung auto turrets na both top and bot lane. So, things really not looking good for them so far. But keep in mind, we're already past the 13-minute mark. And nakalock in na yung mga core items ng carries dito ng UP. So, even if they're behind by so many turrets, one mistake could mean the end of the game for TIP.
AEX.
Yes! Just like the Rampage games.
I cannot believe pwede pa mangyari yung mga ganong game.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, Nexus na lang yung nakatayo.
Keep in mind, PGS Finals pa lang yun. Paano kaya kung halimbawa GPL Finals or Worlds Finals?
Well, makakatikim sila ng example this Wednesday.
Yes,
Yes,
actually.
King of Sea, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be this time AEX representing the Philippines against the international teams. Saigon Jokers is the standing or the seating king of sea right now. So tingnan natin how will they power up with the Saigon Jokers.
Sobrang excited ako actually na makita yung Empire X against one of the best teams in GPL. Kasi dun mo makikita yung parang strength natin relative to the other regions.
Yes,
I'm very excited to see
Bagong
that.
pamato natin. Pero right now, you can see one inhibitor turret, then God. Both mula sa top lane and bottom lane respectively. The pressure is on for UP Diliman. They have to initiate on something. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, on top of the curtain call. Explosive gas, kinombo sa cannon barrage. Look at the damage, look at the sustain lang galing mula kay Nip. Walang nakukuha ang damage, walang nailalagay na damage. Pero ngayon, meron na. Nawala na si Prom. In the front line, Hanzo. In the back line, Ash. Kasama dito si Karma. Look at Hanzo. This Trundle cannot be touched. Can touch this. Nahawaan na ako ni Manjin and you can see that the inhibitors now got, even if with the numbers disadvantage, post and win promo, hashtag TIP Vindigators, hashtag LCL 2016 quarters. This is BEC's game, ladies and gentlemen, and I think that's it. Isama nyo yung ating stream link plus insights and comments, so, and congratulations to the winners. Congratulations to BEC, Technological Institute of the Philippines.
Grabe, so GG, well played to TIP. From early to mid-game, kahit medyo nakakuha ng lead yung UP in the bot lane, the rest of the members knew, guys, we have the mid-game.
Yung combo ng UP dito, ang linis.
Yeah,
sa last
actually,
game.
yeah.
Curtain call, sa likod,
yung
cannon barrage.
Gangplank,
Tapos ang ganda pa ng explosive cast ni Gragas. Pero alam mo kung ano yung anong meron? kaya hindi na magalaw si Trundle, kahit nawala si Brom, kahit nawala yung jungler, kahit nawala si Graves. Triple Infernal Drake.
Yeah.
Triple Infernal Drake, that is just too much. Look at that one. I think ibang game to.
Yeah.
Pero ayun, if you look into the end game screen natin, it's very clear how VEC, I would say, outclass UPD on that game.
Kasi nga, yun yung problema. UPD, I think they were overconfident in their drafting phase na to lock in that many late game scaling
sa drafting,
carries.
yes.
Kasi after Rek'Sai got banned, I'm not sure what they were going for. I mean, maybe they were, I'm knowing the UP team, I know they're very confident as a team, but I feel like they overstepped their bounds in the drafting phase na halos lahat ng carry nila, puro late game scaling, nahirapan si V, natulungan sila, and from that point, I mean, it's not just because of the drafting phase of UP, it's also because of TIP's plays during the early to mid game. They played their composition very well.
Yung dalawang lanes, mid lane and top lane.
Yeah.
Diba? Yun ang nangyari kay Gangplank talaga. We have a behind Gangplank. And mid lane, nung una, toe-to-toe pa with Berserk. Pero enter mid-game sa Karma, given the right itemization, especially, he has the snowball na kasi nakuha niya yung first blood kay Gangplank on the top lane.
Exactly.
And ang nangyaring snowball effect na nun is on the Infernal Drakes. The Infernal Drakes, man.
Yeah.
That's just too much.
You can't handle that.
Yeah.
Kahit sobrang late game na kayong lahat, I mean, it was around 35 minutes in.
Unless
Sobrang
maybe
nag-snowball na sila.
you're AEX, I don't know.
Yeah,
iba talaga yung sa kwento ng AEX. Pero ayan, 9-game screen natin dito.
Yun nga, sayang 10-4 na si Jin. Pero when you give up 8 towers and 3 Infernal Dragons, that snowball will not matter. Kahit hindi ganun kaganda yung KDA ng ibang members ng TIP. 3 Infernal Dragons is just...
Pero 4 na bala lang yung pwede mong ilagay. Tapos may Trundle tsaka Brom pa sa harapan.
Nahirapan talaga si Jin to lay down damage on the targets that mattered. Si Ashe tsaka si Graves.
So yun, Vindicator Esports Technological Institute of the Philippines will proceed sa semifinals natin for Metro East Conference. So big congratulations para sa BEC. And of course, Oblation Esports will proceed sa ating wildcard. Let's see if they can, claw their way papunta sa finals. Even if, kahit nasa wildcard ka, pag napanalo mo yung championship ng wildcard, pasok ka pa rin dun sa top 12 teams. So let's see. Hindi pa rin close yung doors para sa mga teams actually na nananalo ay sa mga natatalong teams ngayon dito.
Yeah, that's true.
So all good news naman. Para naman sa mga nananalong teams. We still have Game 4! At congratulations sa nanalo ng ating post-ending promo na Master Yi. Ano yun? Headhunter. Master Yi. Gusto ko nung skin na yun. Ang ganda nun.
Actually.
So, guys, kami po yung naging shoutcaster for this Game 3. Ako po si Shinbu with the 1 for an eye. At kasama ko syempre, your analyst, mga kaibigan, Amplifier, sponsored by Smart Communications. This is the LOL Collegiate League 2016 Summer Term, and we'll be right back for Game 4.